Hi, Steve here. Welcome to this overview on how to use the backlay ladder. It's not very complicated at all, and I'll soon show you how simple it is to use. Why is it called backlay? It's because we're running two sets of bets. We're running back bets and we're running lay bets, and even though they are on the same race, on the same horse, they are to be treated completely separate. Like the back ladder here, all the staking in that's done on backing is only to make a profit here. We're not worried about what this side here and the lay side's doing. That is separate, and it is to be judged as separate. We've got the back profit, the overall profit, and the lay profit. So while these two are looking after their own ladders, ultimate goal is obviously that this overall profit will climb. So let's start at the beginning where we set our profit target per bet. Now keep in mind there are two bets for every event, whether it be a race or a football game or anything. There's two bets. So when we set our profit target here, and I've set it at 10p or 10 cents, then it'll be 10p that we want to win in the back, or 10p we want to win on the and 10p we want to win on the lay. Okay, so keep in mind, even though we put in 10p or 10 cents, it's going to be actually 20 cents per race or event. Commission is, I'm betting in Australian racing at the moment, so I've got 7%, but if you're betting, say, if you're betting in UK racing, you put on 5%. Now the rounding is, if you are wanting to do back bets with a bookie, I do all my bets with Betfair, but say for example you wanted to do your back bets with a bookie, then you may find that you may have to bet in 10 cent increments or 50 cent increments or $1 or £1 increments. Whatever your currency is, that's what this here will reflect. So as I'm using exchange Betfair and I don't need to round, I can bet in odd amounts, then I'll just leave no rounding. These buttons here we don't have to worry about, except this one, show bet details. Now if you want to write the details of each bet in here, then that's fine, and especially if you're doing sports betting where it takes a while to get the results, then you may need to put them in so that you know which ladder down here to come back to, because each ladder is an identical ladder, and you can be running dogs on one, horses on one, sports on one, cricket or tennis on another one. So you must, if you're doing sports, then you would need to put the details in. But if you're doing race to race, sitting down watching the races for the day, then you can hide the details. It makes it much easier. If you, when you put the odds in there, you'll be putting the back odds in there and the lay odds in here. It's just simpler to do it without that one in the middle. Okay, so we've set up, we're looking at 10p per back and lay, and let's start. So the very first horse we're looking at is paying 265. Okay, so we put in 265, and it tells us now the required stake for the back ladder is 6p. Let's use p as bet 6p. Now if you're using Betfair, obviously their minimum bet in the UK is £1 and in Australia is $5. So that's why we recommend you use a bot. Well, you need to use a bot unless you've got a very big bank, and our EasyBet bot, which is detailed on the page, we recommend that, or the deluxe one. Very fast to use. I'll show you in another video how quick it is to use the EasyBet bots. Okay, so we've got the stake in there, so we go into the race, we put our 6p on their horse, and then the lay odds, it is at 2.74, so we have to stake 11p. Okay, so that's our first race done. So all we need to do now is wait for the result, and in this case our bet lost, so we just go to the drop down menu and we put in lose. You can see here it's already put the result in for the lay. The lay was a win, because it's going to be the opposite. Whatever the back bet is, the opposite will be for the lay. So our required stake, we had 11 on it. Our liability was 18 pence, and we made a 10p profit. So the overall profit loss controls here, we'll have a look here. So our back ladder at the moment is running at a 6p loss. Our lay bet profit is at a 10p profit, and our overall profit is 4p. So in the next one, we've got one at 330, and it tells us now the required stake we're going to have to put on this horse or dog is 12p. So, and it is paying 3.4 on the lay side. The lay side, we've got to put in 11p. So we make the bets, the race is run, and once again our back bet loses. And we can see here now, you can see the graph starting to form. The pink is obviously our lay bets, and the blue is our back bets. So you can see, if we look at the line here, we can see the back bets are losing money, obviously, and our profit overall has gone down to 2p, and our back profit is minus 12 for that race, and the lay profit is 10. So if we come to here, here's our running total on our lay bets. You can see we're in 20p profit, and our running profit on the back ladder is down to minus 18. So the next one comes in, and you notice that the prices are low because I'm backing the favourites. So you can see there at 3.5, we've got to put 20p on the next one, and it's obviously the lay bet at 3.6, and it's at 11p again. Why does it keep on being 11p is because our target for the lay bet is, like we see, profit per bet is 10p. But we have 11p because it's allowing for the commission that we have to pay, so that the figure that comes out in our running profit, and that is after commission. So it is our profit and not profit less commission. So once again we lose our back bet, and you can see there now our overall profit is actually into the minuses now. If we go over here, we can see the overall profit is minus 9p. Okay, we've had 3 losses in a row, so we're going well. Getting into a little bit higher price favourite, and once again we can see there we need to put 26p on it, and the lay bet is still at 11p because that lay keeps on winning. So there's no recovery, that's why it's at 11 all the way. Okay, so we finally do get a winner here. It wins. So all of a sudden we can see a big blue tower because our profit has come in for the win, and where we've been losing money there along our running total, now at bet 4 we're running at 40p profit in our back bet, and if we go over to our lay bet, our running total, we can see our lay bet now is minus 5. So we're losing 5p on our lay bet side, and our overall profit now is 35p. The next race we've got a shorty 2.95, and we can see there now we have to put in 5p on the win side, and if we look at the lay side, we've got to put on 58 pence on the lay side. Okay, and our liability will be £1.14 should the horse win and the lay bet loses. But, we'll put a win in there, and we can see here now that our overall for the system after 5 bets we're actually losing nearly 70p. Okay, so we continue on, and after 2 wins here we get a loss. So we get a loss there, and we put in 3.6 here. And we can see obviously that the lay bet won its required target, and we can see now that the running profit on the lay bet is back to 60p, which is where it should be. After 6 races we're at 60p where we should be, and the backing, the profit on the backing is down to 46p. And if we look overall, we're now at £1.06 profit overall. Now, you can decide if you want to start a new series, but there's no real point because you would be starting back at the same, basically the same level again. So you can just continue on. So if we just continue, I don't like betting odds on, and I'll show you, I'll put one in here and I'll just show you why. So we have another loss here, and 3.3. So we can see our orange line goes down and back up. This is the profit line, dropped off a little bit now. Let's say we just put in here a short price one, 1.9. Okay, so 1.9 would be about 1.94 lei, and it wins here. We can see that stake required to make the profit is 54p, and we lost here, so we don't lose too much. But if you have a couple of them and you have a couple of losing ones in a row, then you start finding that the staking starts jumping, and there's no point to go odds on. So just stick with 2s or higher, and I like around the 2.5 to 4.5, something around that zone. Okay, so let's have another look here. We've got another one at 3.5, and this one loses. Obviously you would put the lay odds in as you do the bets. Why do we have to put the bets in when we already know the staking? Because it works out what the liability is. If this bet here was to lose, let's just put win. We can see here now, see how much it's jumped. The required stake has jumped, and that's because it's reading the liability figure. Because that bet lost, that's how much liability we incurred. So that has to be recovered here, plus the 10p from this one here has to be recovered. The 10p from this one has to be recovered, and another 10p added here to give us a total. We need to win £1.28 to get our required profit. And I'll show you if we do. So we have this bet here, let's say 3.4. You can see we've got to put in 4, and at 3.4 the odds, lay odds would be about 3.5. This loses, so our lay bet wins. We win our required stake, and you can see there our running profit after 10 on the lay is £1 profit, and that's where it should be. That's 10p per race for 10 races, so we've made our 10p, £1 profit. If we were using, for example, let's just go up here to £1, then you can see here this is on a £1 stake. You can see here now we've made our £10 profit for the lay, and if we go onto the backing side, we've made 8.56 profit. So combined, we've made £18.56 profit over those 10 races using the back laid ladder. Now we can start a new series if we wanted to, or we can add some more rows and we can continue on our merry way. It's up to you. But you may find after you've done that, you're happy with that win. And you can see there in this series here we had 1, 2, 3, 4 back wins, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lay wins. Okay, so it doesn't always work out that way. Often the wins are a bit less, and but at the end of the day, as long as you're not having a big, huge run of losses in the win columns, then, and also consequently in the lay columns, then the system works quite well. You're not going to win every one of them, but you are going to win a vast majority of them. Okay, so if you're happy with that and you want to start again, you can push reset. We want to reset, and there we are back to the start of the series, and we can just start again. If we can start slowly increasing our target profit, but you've got to make sure that you've got a substantial bank, because you need to see out the rough time. So I suggest if you're using a 10p target, so 10p is the back, 10p for the lay, so that's really a 20p per race you're using. You need to be up around 100, preferably 200 pounds starting bank. Okay, it grows quite easily, so and as it grows you can start slowly increasing the bank. But obviously betting small on that, you will need a bot, as I said, and we recommend our EasyBet bot to do this. The deluxe version is better, and you can see that on the link below and learn a bit more about that. So thanks for watching this, and I hope it gets you enthused into getting into the backlay ladder. If you're sitting down watching races and that, it's a great way to slowly build your bank. And I use favourites in this, but you can use your own selections, whatever. If you've got a good strike rate on the selections, then do that. Okay, so the intro, if you click on that, it will just tell you how to work on the if you have to activate macros, and this is a little bit in here will tell you about the backlay ladder. But if you go to the help button, if you click on the help button, it will take you, the help button takes you here to the help page, and it will have a tutorial video much the same as the one you've just seen here. So thanks for watching this tutorial on backlay, and I hope you do well with it, and remember to make sure your staking, your target, is not heavier than what the bank can handle. On behalf of Michael and myself, Steve, thanks for watching this, and all the best. Cheers.